Hey everyone, we recently bought a 2024 Honda Pilot, and last week I decided I'd take the time and install the wiring harness and the Honda trailer hitch on this, and got everything done. Took me a couple of hours, everything went well, but in reflecting at the time of making this video, there wasn't a video out there that showed how to do the Honda trailer hitch installation and the wiring harness for the 2023 or 2024 Honda Pilot. So I thought I'd create this video and walk you all through how I did the install. However, to do this, you have to remove the bumper. I'm not going to go back through and remove the bumper, but if you do want to see that, there's a gentleman that goes by the handle of Steve4948, and he's got a video out there showing him installing the trailer hitch and harness for a 2022 or 2023 Honda Passport. It's very similar, and he does take the bumper off. So if you watch that video, he'll show it end to end. It's pretty close to what you have to go through for the Pilot. And I think between that video and this video, and if you print out the directions, the instructions, I think that you'll have an easy time doing the install. So let's get started. So as I suggested, I'd go ahead and find online and print out the instructions for both the installation of the wiring harness as well as the trailer hitch. And when you look on the trailer hitch install, it's going to suggest installing the wiring harness first. However, as you're going to see as we go through this, you're going to need the trailer hitch to be installed to finish up the wiring harness, and we'll get to that in a little bit. So when you're installing the trailer hitch harness, the first thing they want you to do is disconnect the negative terminal on your battery. And so what I'd suggest is go ahead and write down any radio stations, XM radio, whatever you have that might get wiped out. And I'd also open up your tailgate so that's open before you do this. First thing I say to do is to remove your resonator, which I've already started to do. There's just this point here that pulls up, and this will pull up. And once you do that, you'll have access to your terminal. You can just take a socket wrench, unscrew that, and just lift that off, and then set that back down. Okay, with your battery disconnected, now they're gonna have you start taking some of this trim and everything off. So you can remove this back panel. That's your first piece that you have to take out. And then they're gonna have you remove this trim piece right here, which I'm gonna get started, and then I'll show you how to do that. Okay, to remove this, really all you have to do is get both of your hands up underneath the bottom of this, and you're just gonna pull it straight up. So once you get it, you'll just pull these up. You'll feel the tabs pop on both sides, and then you can pull it up and you can remove this piece. Okay, next, after you have this piece removed, you're just gonna turn these two tabs, and then you're just gonna pull this up, and you'll remove this piece as well. Okay, so now you're going to start the process of removing some of this side trim, and then you're going to remove the bumper. So the first thing, you're gonna need to open up the door so you can expose all of this. And then you're gonna have 5 screws basically that are up underneath here. There's these 3 up on the top. So there's 1 here, there's 2, there's 3, and then there's 2 that are pretty hidden, so you have to look for them. There's 1 right here, as you can see, and then on the other side, there's gonna be 1 right there, okay? Don't forget those. You'll end up breaking this tab that goes in there. It still fits over, but remove those 2 screws. So you'll have 5 screws that you're removing. Then once you remove that, you're gonna need to remove these screws. You have 1, 2, 3, and then there's a 4th one way down in the corner to remove this mud flap. For these screws here, you're gonna need a very small Phillips head screwdriver, or have something like this, has a flat head on one side and Phillips on the other. And this just goes in. You could take a wrench, and then you can just get it started. Once you get it started, you can just take it with your fingers and undo them, but you'll need something to be able to get into here. You'll have these, and then underneath here, you're going to have 1 more screw right there that you're gonna take out. Once you take those out, you can slide the mud flap off, and then once this is off, you're gonna see 2 more screws. There's 1 here and 1 here. You'll need to take both of those out as well. All right, with all those screws out, you can start to take this off. All you'll do is you'll just start at one end and start to pull out, and you'll feel it starting to pop. Work your way up through this thing, and you're gonna pull this all the way out. Be careful down here. There's a little tab that dips down in, so you're sort of pulling up and out at the same point in time, and that'll remove this black trim. Once you get this removed, you're gonna see 2 bolts, a bolt and a tab that you'll have to remove from right here. And that's kind of the start of the process of removing the bumper. Okay, and once you have all that done for the other side, you're going to have to do it for this side as well. So both sides have to get done. You're going to have to open up the back door and go through all the steps, removing the screws underneath, removing the black trim, all of that. So both sides have to be undone. Okay, with the sides done, the next thing you're going to need to remove, this is on the back, is you're going to need to remove these on both sides. So if you pull the top up first, that'll pop out. Don't just try to pull the whole thing off at this point. You'll need a trim tool. You can get these off of Amazon for $7 or $8 for a whole package. You put it underneath here and you just slowly start to pull it out, and then it's going to come out usually on its own. Be very careful, because on the side, the part that's going in, they have these little pieces here. These pieces are sliding in, so you can't just pull it out that way, which is what I did, and I broke the top one off. So don't do that. Once you pull those two off of here, this thing slides kind of out, or it'll drop off on its own. You'll need to remove these on both sides. Okay, with those removed on both sides, you're going to have these hex bolts. There's two of them. There's one here, and there's one here that you're going to have to remove. These are both attached to the bumper. So remove these off of this side. Do the same thing on the other side. Okay, and then underneath the car, on the bottom of the bumper, you're going to have a bolt here. You're going to have one on the other side, and you're going to have these retaining tabs. You're going to remove that bolt, retaining tab, and the same thing on over here. Retaining tab, there's two more here, retaining tabs, and then you have the other bolt, okay? Remove all of those, and you'll start to be able to remove the bumper. With all of those bolts for the bumper undone, what you'll be able to do now is you'll be able to start here, and you're going to start to pull the bumper off. This is basically sitting down on top of tabs, so you're going to start to pull it kind of up and out. Start on the outside, work your way to the inside. Once you get to here, you'll start to work your way around. I went and did that side, and then I did the other side, did the same thing, pulled it from the outside over to here. Because once you get back to this bumper, the bumper, really, you can pull it from the bottom and just pull up. And these little tabs that are holding the bumper down are just going to pop up. And at that point, the bumper is going to want to come off. So what I did is I had a blanket laid down, pulled the bumper up, and I started to set the bumper down. So once you start to pull the bumper off, you're going to have a connection that's on the inside of the bumper here that you're just going to have to unplug. There's only one wire connected in. You'll push down on the tab, pull it out. The whole bumper will be able to release at that point, and then you can just set it down onto the blanket so it doesn't get scratched up. Okay, so with the bumper removed, we go back into the wire harness install. And so the next thing they're going to have you do is you look in your package for the harness kit. You're going to see this unit, and you can see this bracket right here. You're going to install the unit onto the bracket, and then you're going to bolt it in with one of the screws right here into the car. So looking position wise, if this is the center, you'll see one of the bigger holes, a second bigger hole, and then you're going to see the place where you're going to put your bolt, and then this just sits kind of freely. Okay, so that's what you're going to do is the next step. After that, if you look on the instructions, they're going to want you to put the two relays into the fuse box, and you'll see how to do this. This is on your harness A. So go ahead and put the two relays into the fuse box, and then we'll start the next step. Okay, once you've installed your relays into the fuse box, we're going to go over to this part over here, and you're going to install the bracket first. So you won't see the fuse box, you're just going to have the bracket. And if you can see how the bracket is, one piece sits on this side that you're going to see, the bracket itself sits on the back side, and then you're just going to have to put the bolt in. I had to push down on this piece here, or you can take this out. This is for the spare tire. I didn't take it out. I just put the bolt in, got it started, and then tightened it up with the socket wrench. So you're just going to be installing this bracket. In a little bit, you're going to be putting this fuse box in, okay? So once you have that bracket installed, the next thing that we're going to be doing is connecting the 16-pin connector on harness A into the connector that's already installed on the vehicle. So that piece that you're going to install it to is going to be about right here, behind here, but I'll dip in and let you see where exactly that is. So that's what you're going to be connecting. You can reach your hand back and you can feel it. All right, so all you're going to do is connect the male end of that connector into the female end that's already installed into the pilot. Okay, now Some people might remove all of this trim in order to do that. I did not. All I did was take my hand and hold the connector and feel my way up to the back of that until I could feel the other piece and just slid it in and connected. It did take me a couple of times to get it to connect, but once it slides in, you're just going to hear it click and then you're done with that piece. So I did not take the time to remove all of this. I just felt up in there and I made that connection. Once you have that connection and you hear that click, you're going to start to then put these tabs in. So there's a tab that's already on the cable that you're connecting. And on the car, you're going to see these little rectangular spaces that have been cut out. Those tabs just fit in, and once you push them in, they're going to lock. So you're going to make that connection back there. Then you're going to put this tab in. It's going to lock. Start to pull your cable around, and then you're going to connect your fuse box. All you do is you'll slide that fuse box up onto the bracket that you've already installed, and then there's going to be a little retainer right there you're going to push in, and I think there's another one that's right up here that you'll push in. There's two, actually. One here, and then there's one here. There, if you look at this, it's actually part of the trim, and if you feel up underneath here, you're going to feel those little rectangular parts where you're going to push those tabs up in. So you're going to push the one up in here, one here, and one here. The rest of it I left loose just for a minute because I wanted to have a little bit of flexibility to feed this all the way through. So what I did from there is I started to run the rest of that harness down, and you can see down here it just comes out. So again, I didn't remove all of this. I just fed the two ends down through this part down here, and then just came back up to where you're going to end up connecting it back here. Okay, with harness A connected as we have, the next thing you're going to do is you're actually going to install the hitch, which is pretty simple to do. If there are two of you, it'll be a lot easier. You're basically going to be putting in 6 bolts. You'll be putting in 3 on one side, and then you'll put in 3 on the other side. So if there are 2 of you putting them in, it's a lot easier. Once you get the bolts in, you have to just make sure you torque them to the right specifications. Okay, then that's installed. Okay, with the hitch installed, go ahead and before you install the bracket and harness B, go ahead and lean up here, go back in under the unit that you connected. This is where you're going to come up underneath the car, but you're going to see this grommet is going to be in this spot right here. Just push it and it'll pop right out, and then you'll have this grommet removed so that you can feed these wires through once you go back down to connect the other harness. Okay, it may be easier just to use the instructions to describe the next steps, and then I'll show you what it's going to look like. But you have this bracket that you see right here in your kit, and you're going to see now while you installed the hitch. This bracket will line up to a part that's connected to the hitch, and you'll see it just makes perfect alignment. You're going to put 2 bolts into the top of the bracket and 1 to the side to secure it, and then tighten those down. Okay, once you have that connected, then you're going to take the harness B and you're going to slide that up into the bracket that you just connected to the hitch, and you're going to use these bolts and nuts right here to connect it. So slide harness B up into the bracket you just installed, and then you're going to use these bolts and the nuts to tighten that down. What it's going to end up looking like is like this. You're going to have that slid up in there. You're going to have these tightened down. The bracket's already going to be up underneath there. Okay, from here, you're going to take the harness that you've just connected, and you're going to wrap it around that piece. You can see it's kind of see-through that's coming from the bumper. Wrap it around that across the hitch that you just installed, and then you're going to have it go up that where that grommet that you removed. Feed your cables up through that hole that you just connected, and then attach that piece. It almost fits just like the grommet did up into the car. So it's going to wrap around, and it's going to go through the hole. You're going to have those wires up in there, and then make that piece connect. Okay, then you're going to have to take the zip ties that came in the package and tie that down. Just pick 2 places and zip tie the harness to the hitch itself up onto the top. So it's ultimately going to look like that. So here's what that looks like underneath the car. That's where your harness slid in. You wrap it around the part that's coming down from the bumper. Then you go up above the trailer hitch. You're going to run it down the trailer hitch You see the zip ties tying it to it, and then you're going to run it up, and then you're going to see where the grommet feeds the wires into the car. And once you feed it through, you're going to be coming up through right there. All you do is come in, connect this right here, and then you're going to take your ground wire. You can put your ground wire in right there and use your ground screw, and you're just going to screw that down. And with all of that connected, you're going to have all of your wire harness installed. Okay, all you have left now is you've got your bumper. And so what you're doing with the bumper is ultimately you're going to be installing this trailer hitch cover, and you're going to be installing a new hands-free adapter that allows you to, wave your foot underneath the vehicle to open up the back. You're going to be replacing what's on the bumper now with what you see in front of me. Okay, this is what you're going to have on the bumper. This is your hands-free adapter, and this is going to be the cover, the trim. It's pretty easy to uninstall. The first thing you're going to do, there's going to be a connector you're going to see on this hands-free adapter, and just disconnect that connector. Okay, then you're going to take out the screws that are holding this adapter in. There should be 5 of them, I think. And then you may have already removed these tabs that hold this. When I had you underneath the car, I had you disconnecting those retaining tabs. If you've already disconnected those and taken them out, then fine. If not, go ahead and remove those retaining tabs. And then you're going to take the whole adapter, and it's going to be out of the way. Okay? The next thing you're going to do is you're going to remove this piece, which really is simple as well. You're going to have a bolt on both sides, one there and one there, and you're going to have retaining tabs, one here, one on the other side, here and here. Take the retaining tabs out, take the 2 bolts out, then you could take this off. These basically, you may have to pry with a screwdriver, but they just basically come off. These 4 right here, then you should be able to remove this as well. So looking at that process with the instructions, first thing you're doing is you're taking out the hands-free adapter. So take out the 5 screws and the retaining tabs. Then you're going to take out the bolt and the 2 retaining clips for the rear bumper lower trim. You're going to remove the trim, so you've taken the bolts out and the retaining tabs, and then you're going to install the new hitch cover, which basically goes in the same place you just removed the other one, and then put the bolts and clips back in just like you had. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to install the new hands-free adapter, which you would have needed to have ordered. But you install it's about half the size as the other one. It goes in onto the left-hand side. You're going to have the 2 retaining tabs and the screws. So you won't use all 5 screws this time, only 3, I believe, and the 2 retaining clips. And then you'll just reconnect the connector that you disconnected, and then you're ready to reinstall the bumper and to put the bumper back on. So when reinstalling the bumper, it's going to be easier to have 2 people, I found, to put this back together. If you'll recall, when you took the bumper off, this part right here comes up off of a lip. And what it's going to be easier to do is have somebody get this side at least put over the top of it while you put it over the other side. And then you can start to push that back in, starting from one side and work your way over to the other. And then you'll come over here and you'll end up pushing all of this down. These things will just pop back in. And then you're going to start putting all your bolts and your retaining clips back in all the way around that you took off originally. So that's the install of the trailer hitch and the wire harness. Don't forget to go back and reconnect your negative cable to your battery and put the resonator back on. A couple other things. One, I took out a piece of paper, and for every screw and retainer I took off, I just put a little note to myself of where they came from. I think it helped a lot when I put it all back together. Secondly, once it was all done and I started the car up, I had a lot of warning and error flashes on the dashboard, and that went away after I started driving the car for a while and restarted it. So don't be alarmed, because if you disconnect your battery, I think that's what happened. So anyhow, I hope this helps. Maybe after this, somebody will do the complete install and have all that videotaped versus me trying to go backwards, but hopefully this helps some people. All right, thank you.